Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. Today, we're doing an unboxing video for some models that have only very recently come out. These are the Age of Chivalry models by Wargames Atlantic, 24 multi-part hard plastic miniatures. Now, this is one sprue 4 times, I believe, Sparks?
Yes, it is.
With 6 obviously on a sprue. How long have these been out? About 3 days or something by our filming?
Yeah, I think I got mine. I think these arrived at my house about 2-3 days ago.
Yes. How much was it for a set?
I can't remember. Probably about 25, 30, 35 quid, somewhere in that range.
It's around about Wargame Atlantic.
Basically, it's the same price as every other Wargames Atlantic box.
Yes. And now we did pre-order this because, A, it looks really cool, and B, we're playing Baron's War and things like that at the moment.
These were made in conjunction with Baron's War.
Yes.
For Baron's War.
Absolutely. So we're definitely going to have some fun converting up some stuff with these. Now, what we're going to do is what we always do, which is look at the sprue. Because it's only one sprue over and over again, we'll just look at the one of them. It seems redundant looking at them all. And then we'll get one sprue worth built up, so 6 models. It's not going to show you every pose and possible combination, but it'll definitely give you a good look at the models themselves. So I'm going to get this bust open, then we're going to have a look at what's inside. So here's the sprue itself. As we said, it's the same sprue multiple times. Just like with every other Wargames Atlantic kit, you don't get the bases in there, so you can either use bases you already own. Most games use what the GW or the Warlord size, 25 mils anyway.
25 mil, or if you want to use it for something like Hail Caesar or Pike and Shot or whatever version of the rules it is that covers that time period, you can put them on squares or multi-base them.
Yep. Absolutely loads of basing options out there. You can pick up MDF sort of circular or square bases for absolutely nothing, and from a variety of different places depending on what country you live in. I'm pretty sure I picked up a big massive bag of them from eBay, about 90 was it, for like less than a tenner. It's ridiculous how cheap you can get stuff. So anyway, let's have a look here. So there's a lot of options on the sprue, as we said. 6 models in total, which means you're going to get 6 pairs of legs.
Yeah. And 6 upper torsos.
And 6 upper torsos. So it's quite often the same with the Wargames Atlantic, where you get exactly as many bodies and exactly as many legs, and then it's usually extra heads, extra weapons, and things like that for choice. You can see here that there's 6 shields, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you've got the sort of blood drop shaped one. So you've got a bit of variety within those shields. Again, they all fit within the time period, and the time period itself was written on the box, but I've completely lost track of it. Oh, yeah.
1150
to 1320. See? The box keeps me right. And Sparks. So, yep. Do you want to go through exactly what you get on the sprue there, Sparks?
So you've got 4 torsos with an arm attached and a sling attached with a little nubbin that goes onto the back of the shield. And then you've got 2 arms with 2 torsos with no arms attached at all.
Yep.
And some of them you can use with like offhands, or they are specifically made for 2-handed weapons, because there are some 2-handed weapons on here.
Oh, cool.
You have, I think, enough arm and swords to equip everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got, I think, 7 arm and sword arms, so more than enough in different poses. You've got a couple of cavalry picks, you've got some maces, the 2-handed axes, a couple of 2-handed falchions, a couple of battle axes, some single-handed falchions, and a spear. Now, spear, I believe, is mainly made for the pennant.
Yep.
There is no pennant in here, because you can make your own, but you can do a pennant. And then you've got a guy holding his helmet underneath his arm.
Perfect. So you said a couple of them come with slings attached to the bodies. Is there any other hands that come with slings? Or
no. So you've got some arms here.
Yes.
That are just standard, open left hands. I think there might be another one somewhere. But I think that's so that you can make all the shields instead of having to force 2-handed weapon options on people.
Yes, of course.
But the ones that have the shield mountain point attached to the body also have like the shield sling mounted to their arm as well.
Cool. So head-wise, you get a lot of variety
12 heads. There's a couple of great helms, a few chain masks, a couple of pot helms, just a couple of bear heads as well. Basically, anything that would be appropriate from around the Baron's War time.
Yes, absolutely. Now, what we're going to do, as I said, is we are going to build just, 5 or 6 of them up. Full sprues worth, just to show you. We'll try and get a bit of variety in terms of what they're armed with and things like that, so you can see a couple of different choices. But the sprue itself looks really, really good for... Wargames Atlantic, for the price you pay for them, they have no right to look as good as they do.
I think these are more expensive compared to Wargames Atlantic for amount for money. They're roughly the same price as every other Wargames
normally
Atlantic box.
get 30 plus,
30,
don't you?
36 sometimes. Well, these is the box 24.
Yes. But again, the detail on them is really, really nice. So we're going to go off, and Sparks is going to feverishly build some models. Oh,
apparently Wargames Atlantic £25.
Oh, right.
So just over £1 a model.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely can't go wrong with that. About £1.50 a model once you factor in putting a base on it. That's not too bad at all. Anyway, we'll be back in a second and we'll have a look at some built models. So here we have 6 models built up, all feverishly built by Sparks. Putting them together, were they a chore? Were they fine?
Getting the two-handed weapons to line up is a bit awkward, as is pretty much any model where you have to line up 2 hands, unless they're heavily keyed together, which these aren't. They're just flat poses to glue the hands in place. But other than that, no, not at all. Not very many mode lines. Ones that were there were fairly easy to clean up. Still a bit more cleanup needed to be done on them, but yeah, they went together very, very easily.
Alright, so we'll have a look at them one at a time. So yeah, you can see the detailing on them is really, really good. Like I said, a lot of different head choices. The weapons are different. Yeah, you can see a little bit of cleaning. Where you've had to clean up, it's smooth, so it has been cleaned, but you can see where it was.
So use the two-handed bodies instead of trying to fart on with shields, because if we're splitting this box between us, so two-handed bodies on a sprue, 2 sprues, means you've got a minimum unit of 4 guys with two-handed weapons. It's enough for me, so I thought I'd put them together two-handed. Put a pen and bearer together just in case. Baron, because I don't actually have a Baron, because I went with Outlaws for Baron's War.
Yes, you did.
So he's probably going to get painted up as Fulk Fitzwarren, who was an outlaw noble, so I can use him in either army list. But yeah, they went together really, really, really well.
Obviously, you built 6 models there, but you actually had a load of leftover parts.
Oh yeah,
like loads of spare arms with, like you said, with
there was seven arm and swords in total, and I've used 1.
Yes, and now scale-wise as well, they're fairly. They fit very nicely in with the current Baron's War range. Yeah. So you would have the ability to use some of these bits for conversions.
They are marketed as Baron's War.
Yes.
Because they were made in conjunction with, so they were made specifically for Baron's War, but are appropriate for whatever you need knights for. So, yeah, they're I don't know whether the guy who sculpted most of the Baron's War stuff had a hand in doing the basic sculpts for these as well.
Yeah.
Which would explain why they fit so well. But yeah, they're made specifically to fit with the Foots or Baron's War range.
Yes. And that does mean that you have the ability to use some of those parts for conversion parts on some of the metal models.
Mix and match.
Some people do. Obviously, we like converting. We'll chop up a metal model quite happily. Obviously, some people don't like doing that, but it makes it a lot easier if you're cutting up plastic parts as well. So if you want to chop off a metal model's hand because he's holding a sword and you want to give him a mace or something like that, it's much easier if you're having to chop off.
Keeping the parts as well, because they've already said that this is just the first in the range.
Yes.
So they're going to be doing levy and foot sergeants as well. And probably cavalry after that.
Yes.
So having a couple of spare double-handed axes or kite shields or heat shields to stick on some foot sergeants.
I mean, looking at a box of 24, you could almost, I would say, if it was slightly better in terms of veteran style army, maybe you could probably build almost a full army out of one of those boxes. So you'd still need your green tax and things like that.
Yes, so you wouldn't be able to make it out of this box.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can take green knights.
No, you cannot. But like I said, you can almost, so it would just mean needing to pick up what's the percentage on green
10%.
tax again? 10%. So you're looking at what?
50,
round
75
about,
or
yeah.
100 points worth of something.
Yes.
Levy.
In which case they do packs of archers. I know time period wise it's slightly out, but some of the plastic archers from the Perry miniatures fit quite nicely because they're
peasant archers from there is effectively just guys in padded leather.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. But you can obviously pick up just two blisters of the 3 models. Is it 3?
4.
Is it 4? So that'll give you 8, which is going to be more than enough for most.
If you're talking levy, that'll be 72 points.
Yeah.
Before any equipment.
So you can build an army fairly cheaply. You're looking at £40-ish for a £40, £50 at most for a playable Baron's War faction, which would... Yeah, you still have some knights left over because you wouldn't probably use them all.
Well, with knights like that, and if you're doing plastic foot sergeants as well,
yeah,
we'll both mix and match easily, and if we split a box between us, it means that I've effectively got a full Baron's War army without needing to use all of the Boars Outlaws.
Yes, which, as we learned when we were learning how to play Baron's War, can be a little harsh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it gives us some options to go into there, or lets us flex into just a standard barony list.
It does, yeah. So, I mean, like I said, 24 models, you get a lot of weapons choices. You've definitely got enough because there's a couple of two-handed weapons on each frame to build 4 or 8. Like a big block of them if you want. Perfect for splitting as we've done. Like, I'm not going to need more than 12, you're not going to need more than 12. No. We'll split a box. Probably the next sets that come out will do the same. And from it, you can build some decent little armies. Fully usable in many other different games as well. Size-wise, they won't fit particularly well for you to sort of bulk out Bretonnian Knights or anything like that. Maybe if they're mixed in with the ranks, possibly. They'd make decent men-at-arms.
The foot sergeants will probably make decent men-at-arms. These guys, you could probably use them as foot knights, as long as you didn't mix them in with GW's foot knights.
Yes.
One or the other. Because when they're on the back of a giant horse, then the scale is less of an issue.
Very true.
Because they're giant fantasy destriers, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So they could be bigger than normal.
This is true. But yeah, so value for money wise, it's definitely there. Wargames Atlantic, the value for money is always really good anyway. Like you said, you get slightly less models in this set than you might in some of the other ones, but they're much more customizable. And the detailing on them is gorgeous. We've seen, what was it, the Italians?
Seen the Italians, seen the Dark Age Irish.
Yes, and I've got the aliens.
The skittery bug aliens.
Yeah, they're not Tyranids. Yeah. Well, they're more Starship Troopers-y, really, but...
As they've gone on, the kits have definitely got better.
Yes.
These are significantly better than the Italians, which are significantly better than the Irish.
Yes.
The Irish is a nice kit, but they went with baller socket joints on the shoulders for bare arms with nothing on, so they're really awkward to mask in and have to sculpt the shoulder
having the green stuff or like patch up. But yeah, I think they're really, really cool. I'm guessing from the fact that you've been pretty positive about them through the week when we've been talking about them, that you think they're also pretty cool. Definitely worth the value of them.
Just need to hurry up and bring the foot sergeants out so I can actually get that army put together.
Yes. You can pick them up, as always, direct from them. You can also get them in a number of different places.
Footsall also supplies them.
Yes, they do. There's an advert for Baron's War on the back of the box, as we said, so it basically points you towards their army builder. We've used the army builder quite a bit. It is really good. Doesn't have some of the it doesn't have a conquest or anything like that.
It doesn't have conquest,
just
it doesn't
basic.
have the death and taxes stuff. It's just
Yes.
a basic barony list, but it's serviceable to put together a starter army and see how you go.
Absolutely is. I'm going to recommend this set. I'm guessing you're recommending it also.
Yes.
Perfect. So do the usuals, like, share, subscribe. If you've bought a set of these, let us know what you think. If you've got a particular preference for the weapons, I'm a really big fan of the two-handed sword, if I'm honest. I think it looks really, really cool when I was looking through the ones you've built.
Yeah, the falchion.
Yeah, he's absolutely my favourite of them. He just looks like a badass. But yeah, guys, pray the dice gods. Hope to smile upon you. Say goodbye, Sparks.
Goodbye, Sparks.
Goodbye, Sparks.